The Wendigo, a malevolent creature who is often associated with cannibalism, bitterly cold winters, and starvation. Depending on who you ask, Wendigos have a few different origin stories. The original Wendigo is said to have once been a hunter. During a relentless winter, lost and starving, he was forced to turn to cannibalism to survive. After eating the flesh of another human, the man became a beast and was cursed to roam the lands in search of more flesh to devour. In other legends, Wendigos are said to be evil spirits that possess a human, causing them to hunger for human flesh. Wendigos are rumored to be nearly 15 feet tall, with an unnaturally thin body that appears to be malnourished or raw-boned. Their skeletal appearance may be traced back to their unending hunger for human flesh. Many Wendigos are depicted with towering antlers and an animalistic skull as a face. Their lips are taut with jagged teeth and glowing yellow eyes. Most notably, they've been rumored to have eerily long arms. In some legends, the Wendigo is said to have a heart of ice. In the show Supernatural, one very unique attribute of the Wendigo is that not only do they hibernate, but they also like to store live food. So they go around hunting their prey, capturing them and dragging them to a secluded area such as a cave, and they keep them there, hanging or chained or trapped, and they will then later feast on them. Wendigos are located in cold climates, most likely because of its unfortunate origin story during a bitter winter. However, it's not uncommon to find them in foresty areas. These creatures are believed to roam the woods of northern Minnesota and Canada. They say a Wendigo's body is unclean and gives off an eerie odor of decomposition. In the Ojibwe language, Wendigo means evil spirit. It represents the worst part of human behavior. Canada, 1879. A Cree hunter by the name of Swift Runner and his family were succumbing to the effects of starvation during a very harsh winter. His eldest son was first to pass, and eerily enough, instead of traveling about 25 miles to where emergency supplies and food were located, he made the decision to eat his son. He claimed to have been possessed by a Wendigo spirit and proceeded to murder his wife and remaining 5 children, and yes, he ate them all. Unfortunately for him, his reasonings failed to convince the townsfolk, and he was tried for murder, found guilty, and hanged. This onslaught intense craving for human flesh is termed Wendigo psychosis. Another eerie appearance of the Wendigo happened in the early 1900s in Ontario, Canada, revolving around a man by the name of Jack Fiddler. This story is a bit different from the first because Jack was no stranger to Wendigos. During his lifetime, he claimed to have vanquished 14 Wendigos. Some of these fallen Wendigos were said to have been members of his own group who had been overtaken by the irresistible urge to eat human flesh. Jack was known as the go-to man for if a family member was turning Wendigo. Sometime later, Jack Fiddler and his brother Joseph were both charged for the murder of Joseph's daughter-in-law. Both men believed that she was exhibiting Wendigo psychosis, and in order to prevent her from turning into a Wendigo, like the rest of the Wendigos Jack had defeated, he ended up strangling her to death. They were both arrested, though Jack decided to take his own life, and Joseph would later die in prison. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the Wendigo. Is it one of the more terrifying creatures you know about, or is it low on your list? Personally, I find becoming a Wendigo a little more spooky than being devoured by one. Maybe that's just me, but I do not like the idea of craving my best friend or craving the neighbor next door. No thank you. So that's it. Thank you guys for getting this far, and I will see you next time.